ModMD is an ACME client module for Apache HTTPD, the web server. So in this demo, I'm going to show you how to use ModMD to automatically acquire certificates for managed domains with your Apache HTTPD server. And in particular, I will use the FreeIPA ACME service as the ACME server. So let's begin. ModMD is installed. And we can see that it stores all of its data under varlib httpd/md. Okay, so at the moment there's not much there. Just a handful of directories. If we retrieve the root resource for this machine's domain name from the HTTP server, which is also running on this machine, just use curl. We'll use plain HTTP. And we'll see it's just serving a simple hello world document. If we change that to HTTPS, we get a certificate error from a self-signed certificate. So, what do we need to do to configure ModMD? Here's a configuration file for a virtual host for this DNS name. We see we have some directives here pointing ModMD to, in this case, the directory resource of the IPA ACME service. The MD certificate agreement directive just says we accept the ACME service terms of service. Then we have mdomain f31-0.ipa.local. So that's saying to ModMD, please manage this domain, acquire certificates for it. Then in the virtual host directive, we just have SSL engine on, and that's it. We don't need to specify a certificate, and then you'll have in here whichever other configuration is needed for your virtual host. So let's pop that configuration file in the configuration directory. It'll be etc httpd-conf.d, and then let's down in the second pane here tail the log. So we'll do sudo tail of varlog httpd error log, and we'll restart the service. So system control reload, so graceful restart httpd. Okay, so we saw the service started, and then a few seconds later we see this notice: the managed domain f31-0.ipa.local has been set up and changes will be activated on the next graceful server restart. So right now, if we curl the HTTPS URL again, we still get the certificate error. Do the graceful restart once more. This time we curl that resource again, and no more certificate error. If we do a curl-v, and have a look at what's on the output, we can see that the server being the certificate being presented by the server has the relevant subject and subject alternative name values, and the issuer is the FreeIPA ACME. Also, the certificate lifetime is approximately 3 months. Note carefully that the graceful restart was required for Apache to pick up the certificate. So this means that in a typical deployment scenario with 90-day certificates and with ModMD automatically renewing the certificate when there's about 1/3 of its lifetime remaining, then it would be sufficient to have a cron job that automatically restarts or gracefully restarts the service, say once a week or even once a day. And you would have to tune that depending on your use case. What is the certificate lifetime for your particular ACME server? So finally, if we have a look at what was in that data store, so sudo find varlib httpd md, we see a whole bunch more data here. So these files pertain to the ACME account that ModMD has created on the ACME service. Here are the certificate, private key, and so on for this particular virtual host or domain name. And in the archive are the self-signed certificate and corresponding private key that were used before ModMD was able to acquire a trusted certificate from the ACME service. Okay, thanks for watching. That's it for this demo.